Hello friends, I'm Elvin Ben. Let us start with the guitar class. And before we start, let's bless this class in the name of Jesus. Before we start the class, let me give you some of the basic information. Now, one thing is the striker. You look at the size of the striker, it should be this thick. It's slightly thicker than a shaving blade or a razor. It should be soft enough. You see the way when I'm bending it. See? Should be soft enough. And this is how you have to place the plectrum. See this? And just light finger on it so that this should move this way. It'll take a lot of time, but ensure that you hold it rightly. This is how you have to hold it. It depends, that's the way. Most of them, they hold it this way using the third finger. Some people hold it this way. I used to hold it this way initially. Then I switched on to using with 3 fingers. Then now I'm using only 2 fingers to hold the plectrum. But make sure that you hold the way you feel comfortable. That is all. Second, the basic thing is, most of the people, when they teach the chords. They teach the chords, the D chord, the G chord, the C chord, and A chord. So usually what happens is, most of the people, when they start learning, they learn the chords, how to place the finger. But then what happens is, they forget to learn the striking, the strumming. So ensure that you learn strumming first, because this is how I teach. I teach the strumming first rather than the chords. Chords, you can easily learn it in just about few days time. So the basics, where you have to understand are the chords. How you have to sit. Now this is how, you see, I've kept it on my lap. You see this? I folded my lap, kept it here. This is how you have to keep it. And make sure that your body doesn't rest on it like this. Just sit like this. This part of the guitar should, be rested on your chest, right chest. And ensure that you're comfortable, when you're playing the chords. So this is how you have to play the guitar. Now you have to know the strumming, especially the strumming. You have to know the strings as well. What strings? What are the names of the strings? One is E, the lowest one. The one that's the first string is called E. The next one, it is G, then B, then D, A, and E. Now this is how you can remember. E, that is every. B stands for boy. G stands for give. D stands for dad. A stands for all. And E stands for earning. So every boy gives dad all earning. That's how you remember the strings. E, G, B, D, A, E. It starts with E. The first string starts with E and it ends with E. This is the first string and the last string, that is E. So both are E. Then the second lowest or the second last, or probably you can say is the second string, is G. Then comes B. Then comes D. Then comes A. Then comes E. Now remember, I told you to hold the striker. This is the way you have to hold the striker, as light as possible. Now the first day that you have to practice is this way. Don't hold it so tight. Just hold it as lightly as possible. May it fall from your hands 10,000 times when you're playing this. This is the common exercise you have to do. Look at this. That's all. and then take it the same way up. And keep the practice on. Now look at the way I'm holding the striker. Now it is so, it's not held tight, it's held a bit loose so that you can hear the striker striking the string. That's how it has to be heard. This is how it has to be heard. You hear the striker? That's the way it has to be heard. And that's the sign that you're playing the guitar in a very professional way. So ensure that you are learning it the right way. So this practice, you keep it, start it slowly like this. Do it 50 times every day till you have you're confident enough to hold the striker. So ensure that you keep this practice on and don't give up. Just keep practicing it. Take the names of every string while you're striking it. So it's E, B, G, D, A, E, E, B, G, D, A, E. So that's how you have to ensure that you know the strings, you strike, and then slowly, once you have that confidence in you to hold the striker, then you start to increase the speed, then it goes like this. But make sure that you hear the striker well. So up and down, 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 up and down. So this practice you continue till you gain that confidence in holding the striker. Also remember one thing, once you're not using the guitar, ensure that you unwind and keep it. Otherwise what happens is this portion, this tends to curve a bit, and there will be a huge gap between the strings and the board. So ensure that there is a very minimal gap. So, and also ensure that you change the strings after every 3 months, so that you will ensure that you'll have the life of your guitar. See, I had a guitar for more than 5 years, 6 years. It was brand new till the very end. That depends the way you are using it. And do not give your personal things to any person, whether it be, I mean to say, it's not that about sharing, but then these are things, meaning for me, my guitar, my keyboard, it's very precious. I don't give children to play with it because they don't know how to play unless someone knows to play it. So if there is someone who knows to play, let them play. But if somebody is saying, no, just let me, for fun's sake, let me play, don't give it. That's your personal thing. So ensure that you take care of your things. Also, when you buy a guitar, take a professional with you. Always check the guitar from the sides, from here. From here you have to view. You see, from here you have to view, and you have to look at the strings whether there is a curve, there's a bend on this bridge. So ensure that that you play it, and when you find the confidence, there is a sound coming to your ears, the way it has to be heard, only then you buy a guitar. Otherwise you don't buy. But it's better you take a professional with you who knows everything about the guitar. If I was there, definitely I would have helped you out with it. But then if you go to the shopkeeper, they will give you any guitar, saying that it is good, but don't believe in them. Take a professional with you who would guide you in buying one of the best guitar. And once you finished with this practice, see here I'm not using my hands for the chords, just like this. So once, see, after 2 weeks, you will have this speed, down and up, down and up. So once you have this speed of down and up, what you do is take this finger and hold it this way. You see behind? Yeah, this is how I hold it. It should be exactly in the center. Your thumb should be in the center, and this finger, let it be here like this. Just one finger I'm using. You see this? I'm using only this one finger and the thumb behind it to give pressure so that it will be held tight. So make sure that whenever you are holding, you press the strings together. So it goes like this. So here you are. If you want to put more pressure, to take another finger to put pressure so that it will sound. So this is how it has to sound. Others, if you don't press it hard, this is how it will sound. See this. Press it hard. It will give a pain to your thumb, but doesn't matter. That is building up the muscles of your, giving strength to your thumb. So ensure that you continue to do this practice. So now once you finished with this practice of playing this way confidently, and then you increase your speed, then put the finger, as I told you, place the finger on the fret and then play this way. So what you do is you lift and then press the strings. Lift, press, lift, press. So this is how you have to do. You see this. So that's the practice you have to do. Start from the first fret. So learn the strumming first. Now let it be down and up, and then slowly, steadily, you will learn as how to play the guitar. So don't be in a haste. See, everything has a time. Let time take its course. Slowly, steadily learn, but make sure that you invest time. Don't just study for just 1 week and then give up. That's not a right attitude if you want to learn something. If you want to learn something, ensure that you put your heart and soul in it. But before everything, ensure that you pray. Pray that God will give you wisdom. Because see, I learned everything through prayers only. Nobody taught me. Be it a guitar, be it a keyboard, be it a harmonica, it's all God who taught me. So make sure that you learn and gain confidence when you're playing. And may you have that confidence while you're playing. I want to close this with a song. ईश्वर मसीह तेरे जैसा है कोई तेरे चरणों में झुके आसमान और महिमा गाए ज़मीन। ईश्वर मसीह तेरे जैसा है कोई तेरे God bless you all, and I am looking forward for you all to play the same way I'm playing the guitar. God bless you all.